Hello everybody, it's Oliver here, and today we're looking at two mods, and these are the Ghosus Weapon Pack mod and also the new animations for magic casting. Now, the Ghosus Weapon Pack is, of course, a lot of weapons, a mod which added lots of weapons to the game, which are all craftable in the steel section. And here you can see the first one already, and this is called the Boarding Axe. So it's an axe, of course, and there's a one-handed and two-handed version available, but it looks like a pretty standard axe actually. So next up we have the Conan Sword. And this also looks like quite a basic sword. You know, it's not nothing very intricate, but it is a very rugged look in my opinion. And this is also a one-handed and a two-handed version of this sword that are craftable. Next we have the Death Sword, and this, as you can see, already has a bit more of an intricate design, which I think looks really cool, especially there near the hilt. We have this, I don't even know how to describe it, almost like branches. And this sword is actually either a one-handed version, which you see over here, or the two-handed version, or a dagger as well. So that's a lot of options there. Then next up we have the Falchion, or Falchion, I think Falchion. And this also has like a nice little design right above the hilt with a few kind of carvings into the sword, and kind of this protective thing around your hand, around the hilt. And this is just a one-handed sword. Then we have also the Kanda, and this is also just a one-handed sword only, but this has a nice little gold design there along the hilt, or just above the hilt again, and the hilt itself is actually red, but yeah, for the rest the sword is kind of the same thickness overall, so it's very, once again, not a sword that stands out a lot. Now the Oak Heart looks a bit more special, and this is actually only a dagger, but you can see it looks really nice. It has this wooden handle over here, and a really short, a little stout dagger is what I would use to describe it. So I really like that. Oath Keeper. Now this has a more special name already, and you can also see kind of a gold design. This is one of the more elegant swords, I think, in this mod. But you can see kind of quite a basic design overall, but once again elegant, and this is one-handed and two-handed as well. Now here's my favorite sword, the Sedithul. Hope I'm saying that correctly, and you can see maybe why it's my favorite, because it has all these cool carvings in the blade halfway or three-quarters of the way down. Then it has this really cool design here just above the hilt with all these points, and yeah, I think it just really looks really nice. And I don't know, I think I might actually use this sword from now on. And this is also a one-handed and a two-handed sword. Then almost last we have the Sword of the Golden Army. Now this, you can see, looks really special. It has this really thick part above the hilt there, and the blade itself is actually a lot shorter than any of the other swords. And this is just one-handed and a two-handed sword as well. But yeah, I really like those inscriptions there just above the hilt. And then last but not least we have the Yatagan. This has a really strange kind of this bone on the bottom there, a very strange shape, but also has all these cool inscriptions on the blade itself. And the blade, as you can see, is curved to the left, so that's really cool. So anyway, guys, these swords are really cool. I definitely would recommend you guys to try out the mod, and especially if you're looking for some new weapons. Anyway, let's move on to the next mod. So the next mod is the new animations for magic casting mod, and this basically changes your character animations when wielding any magic spells. So you can already see that sprinting, it's a much more relaxed kind of stance while you're sprinting. But now, of course, the most important part is when you're actually wielding the spells and using them. So I have a destruction spell over here in my right hand. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys that. So it's a much more refined animation, you can see, and also the stance. When you have two spells equipped in either hand, you can see your stance is also much more relaxed. It's not hunched over like the vanilla stance. And then in my left hand, I have the clairvoyance, or I'm sorry, the Mage Light spell. And you can see also you hold that closer to your heart when you use that spell. Alteration, there we go. Anyway, let's see, conjuration spell, for example, and also a restoration spell. So the conjuration spell, if you use that, you also use it much closer to your heart, and as you can see, you're holding it like this, and then but the rest is the same, of course. The spell is not affected, just the way your stance when you actually equip the spell. And then using a healing spell, you can actually see you hold it right above your kind of right above your head over there, but if you have it equipped in the other hand, you also hold it closer to your heart. So guys, definitely for those of you who are looking for new animations, so kind of the mage players, I definitely recommend this mod because it changes all of it and really makes it much better. Although, for example, the running animation, I kind of think it's a bit more feminine, so maybe it's more for female characters, but that's just a personal thing. So anyway guys, thanks for watching the video. The download links to the mods are in the description below, and please don't forget to subscribe for more Skyrim videos.